Hey, Sip the Sugar here with the evening news rundown. Let's get right to it. So, from redistricting showdowns in California to federal boots ramping up in DC, plus warning signs for your wallet and high stakes diplomacy, tonight's headlines connect power policy and provocation. Let's start up with Governor Gavin Newsom speaking in Los Angeles today, unveiled a bold plan to redraw California's congressional districts with the aim of boosting Democratic representation, potentially adding up to 5 House seats in 2026. His strategy: call a special election on November 4th to temporarily amend the state constitution, granting the legislature redistricting authority for 2026, 2028, and 2030. Then return control to the independent commission. If you had not watched his speech, I would go ahead and do so. It was very important to hear his words and to see his emotion. Opponents say that gerrymandering is wrong, but a lot of people forget that this is in response to what Texas is doing. California had no reason to gerrymander. It was not on their purview, but this is in response to people trying to steal 2026. And I love that he called it Liberation Day because, as he said, you got to fight fire with fire. Let's move on to Washington, D.C. Oh, 1 second. Before we do that, I forgot to make this notation. Federal agents crashed the news conference. I don't know how I missed this. Tensions rose when U.S. Border Patrol agents showed up at Newsom's press event, a move Newsom called a political stunt meant to intimidate voters and meant to intimidate politicians. Authorities have not clarified why the agents were there. It's a threat. It is a threat, and it's to show you that Donald Trump has eyes, ears, and hands everywhere. We recognize a bully when we see one. Now let's go over to Washington, D.C. Speaking of bullying, the federal footprint is expanding fast. National Guard troops and agents have rolled in under sweeping federal takeover of the Metropolitan Police Department, raising concerns in Black neighborhoods where residents report agents knocking door to door. I thought you were removing the homeless and stopping crime. I didn't know you were going to show up at everyone's household to see what's going on. This is another intimidation factor, one that unfortunately Black Americans know all too well. This has been happening to them since they were brought here in slavery. Now, moving forward to the ACA marketplace, junk fees under scrutiny. Changes to the Affordable Care Act marketplace rules now include new fees and tighter requirements, raising red flags for affordability and access to healthcare. Critics warn this could lead to significant coverage losses or higher costs for enrollees. This is another way to roll back what they call Obamacare, which is the Affordable Care Act. You're risking people's lives here. I don't know what else to say about that. But you claim to love children and protect women, but then you pass these bills and executive orders that determine that is not the truth here. You want people to die early so they don't collect Social Security? Is that the game here? I kind of think so. Moving on to the economy, wholesale prices continue to surge, while Moody's chief economist warns the U.S. is teetering on the brink of recession amidst cooling demand and rising inflation. I can tell you right now, everyone is living check to check. There's no extra money for anything. As grocery store prices are on the rise, as goods for school, school starting in many states, you can't afford school supplies. People are struggling. Do I pay my light bill or do I eat? These are real American problems that have yet to be addressed. In any regards, it's making it worse. On top of that, the lowest portion of earners here in the United States will now pay higher taxes as the billionaires walk away scot free with more money in their pockets. President Trump is scheduled to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin tomorrow at a joint base Elmendorf in Richardson, Alaska. I've actually never heard of this. This is the first face-to-face. Never heard of this place. This is their first face-to-face since 2019, and this is all in reference to the Ukrainian war that Russia is the cause of. But there we are. And who's left out of the conversation? Oh yeah, that's right, Ukraine. We're just going to leave them out. They shouldn't have a say in their own destiny, and they should cede land as dictated by two dictators. We love this news cycle, don't we? So, from map fights in California to federal takeovers in DC, economic warnings and diplomatic showdowns, these are your stories shaping the nation. Which headline impacts you the most? Please let me know. Leave a comment below. And I'm just getting started, guys. I will get better at this. I am still learning. I have my camera in front of me, my notes in front of me. I don't want to use teleprompter, and I have my visual screen here. So that's why you see me darting all over the place. But I'm Simply Sugar, and I'll get there.